Test, 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 mic test, 1, 2, 3, test. Test 1, test 2, mic test, test, test. All right, how's everyone doing today? Well, I hope that crazy world life is treating you well. If not, you're in the right spot. Come chill, watch for a bit. Today we're going to be going through basically the characters I have on the Great Lakes server, and going to play a multitude of them. I have a new Alchemist. I'm also going with Inscription to do some work on that. One of the other things I want to do is my Carpenter needs some fighting skills, so I'll probably mess around with him for a little bit as far as taking on some mobs, trying to build up a little bit of his unskilled fighting skills. Basically, they are pretty much at 0. I didn't put any points into them, so I want to get those up a little bit. Increase his survivability. The other stuff that I will be doing is I will be going into my my thief. Maybe not so much at the beginning. I've done everything that I want to really do with the thief, and so she's basically at the point where that's my main character on this server, to be out and adventuring and messing around like that. But got a couple minutes here, and if you need to go grab something to snack on, something to drink, go ahead and do that. And I'll be starting the stream here shortly, the gameplay. And just give me a heads up in chat if there's any audio issues. Throw up a skull and let me know if something's wrong. Making sure that all my multi-stream. And final mic check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Right, everything appears to be well. Let's go ahead and get this freaking show on the road. Right, so I've got the characters that you can see up on the screen currently, and Brenda's my my archer, carpenter. Actually, not even carpenter. I'm working on Taram Deem is going to be picking up the slack on that. Brend will be the archer slash Boyer, and Lanthea is the alchemist and the scribe. I put a buttload of points in alchemy and tinkering to begin with, so right out the gate she's already making better potions than what NPCs can get me. Charnate Blade, of course, is the main character on this server, my thief hybrid. By hybrid, I mean basically magic skills, mainly in backup healing and also for magery. Just in case there's magic traps or magic locks that she needs to deal with. And Taram Deem is going to be my essentially minor tinker. He's the one that I'm going for the cannons on the ship that I got off the shop. As a matter of fact, I will log in with Char real quick. And show you what I'm talking about. And have been doing upgrades inside the house, mainly containers. Doing some skilling, making basic furniture and crap like that. But the end goal is not only the armor and the weapons, but mainly tell me I can't place a boat from here. I'm specifically at this point. I think I was down too close to water there. But mainly this ship right here, you've got all these cannon points on the deck here that I want to create cannons for. And that requires the smith and tinkering. And they have to be up fairly high. I mean, it's not an easy thing to craft. Really wish that they didn't put the navigator where they were, because when you're off the ship, that sail gets in the way, even if you have the radial transparency on. So when I want to dry dock it and put it back in my freaking bag so I don't lose it, ship's facing the wrong direction, I'm not going to be able to do that. And all this new storage and things like that, and eventually I'm already seeing, you need a bigger house than just this. But this will probably do for near future. My plans that I got. Go ahead and log out of there. And let's see here. Okay, go ahead and log in as Lanthea. And go ahead and craft a couple of potions here, because my stores are down. Usually I keep more, and it's for the cure poison and the heal potions, mainly. I basically took out some and put them on my blacksmith that I'm working on. And for this area down here, the mobs, there are wraiths, shades at these points. If you look up in the on the mini map in the upper right, you've got these rune points, and they're full of undead. It's like a mini graveyard, and those can use the magic and get you screwed pretty heavily pretty quickly. The other point is down in this area, which is south of Britain. Let me go ahead and tilt the map here. So directly south of Trinsic and south of Britain, if you're familiar with where Britain is, right there on the map, which is the main city of Britannia. Yeah, naming scheme. Well, it's an old MMO. And no one ever said that Richard Garrett was, a book writer. But there's a lot of snakes and giant snakes in this area right down here. And their poison, as far as the giant snakes go, can kill you in an instant if you're not quick on the draw. So I definitely want to craft potions. Could have. I went yesterday when I was off stream and got a bunch of reagents for that. So I am actually going to throw a bunch of those. Matter of fact, I'll probably throw all the reagents. I mean, that's why I got them in the first place. Basically, everything in Moonglow, I went to every freaking vendor and bought up all the supply. So the next guy coming on was like, what the fuck? There's nothing here for me to buy that I need. But hey, first come, first serve, right? Come on. And we need to go into healing curatives. And the skill level that she's currently at, I don't even think I can attempt a greater heal yet. See, yeah, my success chance is still at 0. My current alchemy skill, the controlling factor, currently only at 45, and it needs to be up around 50 to even attempt the greater healing. But as far as the regular heals, we're good to go. Success chance is 61%. If I waste materials and stuff like that, no big deal because it's part of the grind anyway. And let's see, we'll start out with 15. Right there down at the bottom, you've got the counter in case you fail. Yeah. Already worn out that tool. It only had two points left on it. 14 now since we were successful in 1. And so the rate that she gets it at, like there was a fail, pretty good. There was another fail right there. And this is exactly why I put, right from the get. And she's only like 2 days old. I made her yesterday. So right out the gate, you're able to craft these kinds of potions even before the character is a week old. And it basically took us about a week to get Shara up to a fighting level where she's fairly capable and can withstand going out and doing stuff. And I want to do another 4. I want to round it out at 15. And we got 48 vials left, or 48 empty bottles left. So I got plenty of bottles to do that, really. Are we only going to get 1? What I did is I clicked on cure poison, or cure potion instead of heal. All right, so we got 15 of those, and now go ahead and whoops, that is not what I wanted to do. That. Now not want to make 54 bottles or 43 bottles. I'd run out of reagents. One of the other things is you'll see right here how you have these reagents. That's how you craft. They're components to make these potions. If you're not familiar with that. And let's see. I want to bring this down so I can see how many I've got. We need to make 14 of those. See if we can get them all on the first try. Of course not. Wow. There's 2 fails, and this is not a good start. Not the day to play the lotto. Ow, you suck. That's almost a 50-50 split. I don't know, maybe if I yell at her a bit, she'll freaking do better. Holy crap, only 5? 5 out of 4, that sucks. That's like coming up snake eyes. Not working. You need to try another 10. What I'm trying to do is get 15. I probably should have gone with 20, but they are the more powerful heal, and all my characters are low level. And Char uses a bandaging skill. And she's got like 300 bandages, so I'm not worried about that. I honestly think, are we gonna run out? Okay, I got 7 more tries. If you look at that right there on the mortar and pestle, so it uses up a count. Each one of these has so many uses. So you've got the crafting tool that's limited by uses. You've got all the reagents, and there are multiple reagents. It's not just like, hey, all I need is a sulfuric acid and I can make this. No, it's usually like 3 or 4 of those items to craft it. And then you also need these empty bottles to put the mix into. So one of the things I like about this game is that it has that kind of complexity. So beneficial to have multiple characters. You know, you have your alts in MMOs. That's 100% natural, but it's not necessarily an alt of, hey, I want a fighter so I can go out and, you know, just be a freaking paladin and slash, hack and slash shit. I want to be a caster. I want to be able to get everything, you know, just AoE everything to crap. And ranger, you know, I want to be able to plink them from a distance with a bow and stuff like that. Advanced gameplay, if you've maxed out how many alts you can have, you can very well do something like that in this game. But the support factor you can't ignore and you can't forget. It is easy to make money in this game, so it's really not a big deal to go out and try to find or have a either an NPC or a local vendor, you know, another character player that has a house that has a vendor outside of it that you can buy all this stuff off of. But what's to say that guy's not going to log in for a week? And then he has 0 stores and things like that. And then you're talking, you know, price, convenience, and all that. You can run just straight not having to craft crap, and there's enough in the game to keep you sustained. I don't mind the crafting, and I like the immediate, hey, I need freaking 10 potions. Log on to my character, make 10 potions, and then it's done. I'm not screwing with having to go to somebody else's AO and buy the stuff, not having the cash on me. You know, the time that it would take to go up, and then I run a dungeon and use all the freaking potions I just bought. Whereas if I have an alt, I can say, okay, I know it's gonna cost me this to go in here. Let's have all my support characters go ahead and make everything my main character needs. And then your excess and overflow, you can take all of that and just put a vendor in a house. Now, one of the things about that I mentioned yesterday in Ep7 was that the housing system in this game is for the subscribers. So if you're not, if you didn't buy, you know, like a 30-day time card, and they do sell them on EA, you can't do the housing. It's not to say that you can't play the game, because it does have a banking system. So your character, if all you're interested in is coming in, you know, make a paladin, a knight, just a straight up fighter, a mage, things like that, it's totally doable to do something like that, given the local economies. And that goes from shard to shard being a server. The most active shard right now, I would say, is Atlantic, where it's a lot of old players, though. So you might have to put up with that. But there are a lot of old players in the community that don't mind helping new players, that actually like seeing new players. But if you're doing like a free to play with this, you might want to consider checking out, you know, Atlantic, or the European servers are fairly high up in their ratio, because they only have like 1 or 2 servers, as opposed to the North American server, where you've got, I think, basically every single original shard that was in the game at its inception or conception was they're still active. But it's going to vary as far as the population goes. Great Lakes is more of an OP server, you know, original post server, where you're going to get the old school vibes from. Atlantic is kind of like, okay, where did it progress to? But it also has major population on there. Another decent server, but not as active, would be something like Napa. Playing on something like that. Napa and some of the other servers, you are going to have some kind of support system. You are going to have to have this alchemist that can make you the potions or whatever. But there's multiple ways of healing your character, and healing is a factor. Healing is a thing. You can die really freaking quick if you can't heal yourself. Now, there's multiple ways that you can heal yourself, and you can do it without reagents, without potions, without spells or anything like that. That right there. Spirit Speak. So either Spirit Speak, which requires nothing, is going to heal you. And if it's up high enough, it's going to heal you pretty quick. If you got your level, the max cap being at 100, if you got up at the beginning, if you were to put 50 points in it, your survivability is way up just by using that. And it has like a 10-second cooldown timer when it's triggered. Now, a secondary for that, because it's going to use mana, which is my blue bar here down on my my character bar. And I'll see if I can trigger this. This character doesn't have Spirit Speak, so I may not be able to get it to trigger. But you've got a secondary ability. If you're not wearing armor beyond cloth, in all the other placeholders. The chest piece, it doesn't matter what it is. Meditation will go off, but if you have anything above cloth for, like, you know, your armor and your pants, your helm, if you got anything like that, the gloves, it's not going to cook. The game's not going to allow you to do it. Okay, so there you see that there's a sliver that's down. So when I use meditate, that's going to bring my bar back up. So essentially, you can use and have nothing on you and use those two skills and heal yourself and instantly regenerate the mana that the original skill is using. If that's too complex to do something like that, you can always just bandage. And the bandages that you can buy, and this character doesn't have any because I'm using potions because, of course, she's an alchemist, so why would I use bandages? But bandages for any other class, with that skill up, I'd say 35. It's gonna sustain you, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we switch over to my main character, Shar, because I have her bandaging up fairly high. You know, cooking off and healing. But like I said, you don't have to have a house to do all this kind of stuff. This is just additional stuff that you can do. Otherwise, totally free to play if you're ever interested in something like that. And let's see, what are we at? We're currently at 9. Make 6. I want to get these up to 15. Actually, I really should make more, but I don't want to spend too much time doing this because it's not a guarantee. Bad downside about potions is that they are heavy as shit. If you look down there at my backpack in the lower right, 15 heal potions are 30 stones. Stones are the weight system in this game. And right here, I've got in its strength base. So whatever your strength is going to be your cap plus the bonus. So at, what am I at? My max is 162. For my weight at a 35 strength. So if you have a fighter, it's really not an issue, you know, because your main attribute is going to be your strength. Intelligence affects your spirit speak and also your meditation. And also they're all capped. As far as, you know, you can't put everything at 100 and just max everything out. Basically, you can have 7 skills that are Grandmaster. So you can have 7 skills that are at 100. My pool on this character is 720, also because I'm a vet and also because I'm subbed. So I get some extra points, but 700 is going to be the cap for that, and I think it's a little bit less for a free to play. But it's still enough, but you're going to have to pick and choose. And that's why you run alts, so that you don't have one character that burned 100 points getting, you know, Master Blacksmith, when it's like, well, this is my fighter. What does he need blacksmithing for? So you just make an alt, make that your blacksmith so that your fighter can focus in these. So maybe you want him, you know, to be able to use a shield, so he's going to have parrying. You want swordsmanship, mace fighting, you know, fencing, stuff like that. So basically daggers, mace or a hammer, and like a broadsword. And this goes for single-handed and, you know, dual weapon wield. And then also as a fighter, you would tactics would come into that. You might see people running around with a build that includes archery, but if they get up close or they use potions a lot, or even a caster who uses a book a lot who can't have things in their hands, a lot of them will go into a wrestling skill. So they'll have like a main skill of magery or archery, and then their melee skill is actually wrestling. And that's just a weaponless fight. If wrestling's up high enough, and you get certain gloves or gauntlets at higher up in the game, it's just like having a magic weapon. Standard weapon, if you don't have anything like that equipped, you know, where it just uses it as a melee. But anyway, a quick explanation about that. I think I also burned up. Yep, that's why it stopped. And you see how quickly I'm going through these mortar and pestles by doing this, and they cost only a few gold, but they do take weight. And you know what? Let's go ahead. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and make 8 of these. I'm gonna get these up to 20. Still got 32 empty bottles left, and I think I have the reagents. Yeah, I still have enough reagents to do it, so I'm going to try and get those up to 20. That way my main characters, you know, have enough potions to keep themselves going. 3 more of these. And I'm telling you right now that using potions as a main heal, you can burn through them real quick if you're not careful. Keeping your sustainability up. Like if I were to go out in the desert where there's a buttload of freaking scorpions, you're going to get poisoned all the time. So running out there and carrying a ton of, you know, cure potions isn't such a great idea. You might want to look at picking up a secondary skill of magery, and then you can cast it, and that adds more complexity to it also. But for each character, I carry at least 5 heals and 5 cure poison is what I call them, you know, just cures on you, for the simple fact of just survivability. It's like my shit, you know, don't have anything else to negate, you know, anything that's happened to me on the field of combat. That's gonna handle that. And so I want a backup where I can run from the fight, hide to de-aggro everything, and then use that potion. Or more often than not, I'm just freaking run around in a circle and I use the potion. Because they don't always cook off. You can fail. If the poison that you're poisoned with is high enough level. Which is why you would really want like a greater cure, which has a better chance of curing whatever is afflicting you at the time. You need another 5 of these. And that over here so it quits popping up every time it makes a new potion. Okay, so we made all 5 of those, which means also that our alchemy is probably getting fairly good. What are we currently at? Where are we? Yeah, staring right at it. Anyway, so from I think what we start out at 45 or 44, something like that, we're up to 47.3. And like I said, to make, the cures, the greater, this needs a 65 to make a greater cure, and a greater heal is 55. So to make the heal that works the best in the game, this skill right here, the alchemy skill, which is currently at 47.3, needs to be 55 to even have a chance. So this is one of the skills that I'm going to peg out, and it's going to be 100, you know. And when it's 100, you can make everything that's in here. And you also have explosive potions. You have all these other potions that you can use and do. And night sight is also, you know, you have your buffs right there. You also have a invisibility, and let's see, invisibility is at 65. So at a minimum, to get all the potions that you want, you're going to have to be at least a master. And grandmaster if you want to have the greatest success chance in making all these potions. What I mainly use it for is the heals and the cures. Later on, once she's up high enough, I'll start screwing around with invisibility potions and shit. But we've got 20 and 20 of those right now, so dump this character and get on to the main event here. Do 3 more, guys. 3 more, just 3 more. Make it, no, of course you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss 2. Really? Come on. Okay, 25 and 25 is plenty. So let me go ahead and log out, see if I can hide. Yeah. My hiding skill isn't very good either. My hiding skill is at 0.2. But you get a bonus because you're in your house and stuff like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Go ahead and log out real quick. And want to go to my blacksmith. I was messing around with. Okay, don't be really? You gonna hang on me here? Either it's going to crash or not crash. Nope, it just hung. That was a login hitch because I immediately logged out and logged back in as an error. Probably too quick for the server's old code to fucking realize what the hell I was doing. Let's see, currently I've got 5 and 5. Go ahead and take 5 more of those. 5 more heals. Now that's 20 stones and 20 stones. So I got to come over here to my weight limit. And of course, you know, at 75, a strength of 75, my max weight is at 362 on this character. There's a +1 strength there too. Let me just verify. So I do have some bandages. I only got 20 of those. It would be good to probably get some more bandages if I spend too long on this character messing around with that. And their current skills are swordsmanship is what I'm working on, tactics, and then parry if I use the shield. I've got these different loadouts, and I'm using a hotkey that you can set up for, you know, what weapons you want where. And you would also have to, if I'm using something with taking up both my hands, I actually have to unequip something to have a free hand to drink the potion. Now, bandaging, you don't need that. Anything for like a scroll, casting, anything like that, you're going to have free hands. Or, like if I was to use meditate, it would drop my gear into my pack as far as, you know, what I got in my hands. So you're going to want a hotkey to put it back. But just in our complexity of the game, and one of the things I actually do like about the game is that I've got stuff in my hands. I'm taking damage, you know, I'm dying. I gotta discard my shield, drink the potion, and then re-equip the shield. Some people aren't going to like that kind of gameplay. That's what Ultima Online is. It's not a. It is casual, and you get used to the combat systems and things like that fairly quickly, so it's not that big of a deal. But you can finger fuck that and just totally screw it up, and you die because you hit the wrong button, or you're sitting there mashing drink potion, help, I'm about to die, fuck, but you got your shield equipped. So, like I said, you got to drop, then you would do your potion, then you'd re-equip. And you just got to get that muscle memory down for doing stuff like that in this particular game, which, again, is one of the reasons why I like it. Old school games had a different mentality of gameplay because there was a lack of systems. So making an interesting gameplay, they were limited on the things that they couldn't do. So instead of having the skill to do this, and I'm sure they could, of course they could have, you know, negated the usage of doing something like that, you know, where it's required that I drop my shield to drink a potion because I need a free hand. Some people might, you know, nowadays find that intrusive, you know. Gives me something else to do. Adds a complexity level to a game that a lot of newer games don't have. Look at something like WoW, and it's like they have the back mechanics and certain things that you got to do when when you're dealing with certain bosses, but it has an additional layer of complexity to it that, if you're ADD, you might actually like this game quite a bit. But my skills I want to work on are focus tactics, swordsmanship, and parrying. The anatomy is another aspect of it. Healing, working on healing. Right now it's at 17, which is not that great. That's for bandages. So this particular character, because of these skills are so low, because it's my crafter, it's not, but all my blacksmiths have always been able to actual fight. And the reason why they fight is I have to go out into the opens and the wilds with these characters and go to around cave systems. So either in a cave or by a cliff to mine. And there's certain areas like up around Britain where you aren't going to get attacked by anything. Like if I was up around here, this entire mountain region on the southern side of it is safe. But if I want the good ore, the killer blacksmith stuff, I'm either going to have to be in a group that's going to be protecting me while I'm, mining for stuff, or I'm going to have the freaking fighting skill to be able to hold my own. And with this character, that's one of the things I'm developing is I'm going out locally and mainly, like I said, to these ruins where they have the undead. The only thing I don't like about going out there at the level that this guy's skills at is they have the shades, the wraiths, and the let's see, there's one more. It's a caster class that can ruin my day in a heartbeat because my combat sucks with this character. So I try and keep it decent, but that's also the reason why I need these heals, the potions. Let me go ahead and also dump this chair real quick. Archery shit. There's my mining. And the hides. Dump that in there. See if I have anything else on me that I need to discard. And this character also has this two-handed bladed weapon. And do I have that? Nope. Oops, there we go. Right there. So I have that does 17 to 20, or I can go with the shield combo, which I'm using a Viking sword, which is 15 to 19, and then also get the shield, which is going to help you with this parrying skill. So the shield directly relates to parrying. And your combat survivability is going up. Viking sword being probably the best newbie sword that you can get. Just even a base sword, which this is right here with no buffs, no skills on it. Haven't picked up anything. So enough chatting about that. And that, I'll mention one more thing, is you used to have a key system. Doesn't exist anymore. So there's no more thievery, which I think it personally sucks. But a thief can't steal your key and then get into your house if they know where your house is. But, and also any of your characters are owners, are co-owners of the house automatically. Now I am just going to start wandering around down the coast here. Snakes, no big deal. Ghouls, no big deal. Watching out for the shades, and it's just a regular snake. I'm watching out for the giant serpents. So even with 3 things attacking, now if I was standing, son of a bitch. So we got to dump. Got to drink our potion. And then re-equip. Go back to attacking. Go ahead and use my bandage, which takes 7 seconds to kick off. And the reason why I'm not doing toe-to-toe, because as a newbie, I don't want to stand there and freaking go toe-to-toe with 3 things. And snakes are going to be the easiest thing to take out first. And they're also what can consistently poison you. You'll also notice, because they got a freaking event going on right now, that the servers with their old code lag a little bit. You notice how it's hitching a little bit. Usually not a thing, but like I said, they are running some kind of friggin' event where they put all this extra crap as far as glint and glimmer go. And that bandage was actually a full bandage. When you hear it make that little backpack shuffle like this, or actually it's this noise, when it makes that noise, that means that your bandaging skill went off. Now I could go toe-to-toe. Look at how much damage I'm taking. And because I'm missing so much, I would rather stand away from them and be able to heal myself. And maybe attack him. And he can't reciprocate when he can't attack me back. See, now he's got health. He got enough health back where he's not running from me anymore. If this goes on too long like this, see, now it's getting ridiculous. I'm going to drink a health potion. Okay, why didn't that boost? I might have failed. Might have failed the heal. One of the reasons why, as a fighter, that I like the other bandaging system. There we go. Okay, and that took so freaking long because my swordsmanship sucks. Parrying was keeping us alive, and then the healing skill was keeping us alive. And that's why you carry those potions on you. So what have we got here? We've got a pitchfork, cut a rib. And you do have a loot all. I don't know if this is going to work today or not. Doesn't look like it. So one of the things that I noticed yesterday is that the loot all, I don't know what they did in the patch for this event that they had, but they've broken some of the shit. But you can still drag it out from the bag and just put it directly into your inventory by just clicking it on the guy. Usually all you have to do is do a loot all. And now we're up to max health again. I'm going to continue to grind on a bit. There's a skeleton. Try and aggro and pull this guy. I do not want to pull with Char. I just go right in the middle and just fight everything that was in there. But you hear the swish sound? That's me missing. Also, the other reason why I might, go like this, make runs at them, is because your weapons have a timer. Like this weapon speed is at 3.75 seconds. So that, oh shit. Okay, that was a shade. Fucking de-aggro. Hide. Build a hide. Alright. Now I gotta wait 10 seconds before I attempt to hide again. That is another skill that you're gonna want on your hide. You're gonna want to build that up also. Miserably, so we're just going to go back in here and hope that that shade that I heard isn't going to come over here and try and kill my damn blacksmith. And he may look like a fighter, but he's not. He's a crafter. But like I said, I need to build up the skill sets on him so that he's capable and can go where the ore is. Damn. Hit. At least once. Give me 1 out of 5 here. There you go. Damn. But I do have a weapon that when it does connect, frickin' connects. I can kill these mobs in 2 hits. But only if I hit them. And I've only got, I should go and get like 100, 300 bandages. I should probably get like 500 bandages. Okay, we can go toe to toe, but we are going to sustain a lot more damage. And so we have got bone armor. I'm just looting the gold. I don't need the gold because gold is easy to make. Craft a bunch of arrows and then go sell the arrows. But since I'm already in the freaking loot bag, I might as well take the gold too, because why not? Let me go ahead and try and get back up to 88 points here. All right. So that is a successful heal. And the higher that skill is, see, I was down to like 10 points. If I had a high enough healing skill, I could max it out. Like if I was a master at healing, I could max it out with 1 freaking bandage. And you also notice that the bandaging, I can do it with shit in my hands too. I know, doesn't make sense, but whatever. That may be a limitation as far as a interactive thing. You know, with these, with the bottles. Oh, the other thing from potions that I'll mention, you get the bottle back. So if I've got 40 bottles of something, I drink them all, I'm going to have 40 empty bottles that I can put back in the chest, come back, log in as my Alchemist, and reuse those freaking bottles again. But right now we are up to 12.9. Our strength is really good. The higher your strength, the more damage you're going to cause. Along with the tactics and the focus and your anatomy. See, there's the shade. With this character, my skill isn't high enough to sustain myself, to be able to kill it within a reasonable amount of time. Because they can also poison, and this character probably won't get one shot because I do have 88 hit points. I mean, but if they get if they get a crit on throwing an explosion out, it does have the definite possibility of doing that. Let's go after the skeleton because that snake is currently trapped behind that wall. There's 21 points. And again, this is just a base sword. It's not even a freaking magical weapon. And this character is essentially the way actually is worse than a level 0 freaking fighter, because you can put 50 points. I think it's up to 50 points in a brand new character into swordsmanship. All I need is one more hit, but you also notice that every swing I'm taking is building my stat. Nothing special about the gear, but I'll take it anyway, just because I'm hoarding shit at this level. Go up here and bop that snake. I don't get poisoned before I can kill him. We're just gonna go toe to toe. There we go. Also notice this right here, this medium crate. It's trapped. So if I were to just go up there and open this right now, it would blow me up, poison me, and probably throw a dart at me. It has 3 traps on it. This guy has no trap disarm, so I'm not even going to touch it. Be aware of shit like that if you ever play this game. That stuff laying on the ground, 90% of the time, it's not safe. It's on the ground, not getting picked up for a reason. Whether a player put down a trap chest, you know, with like 400 logs in it, so when you pick it up and you take a step, you drain your stamina, which is a thing. It's something you can do. Or it's the just the sandbox gameplay. So basically what I'm doing by going back and forth like this is I'm waiting for my timer that it takes to reset my sword using my sword. And when I'm doing this, he can't hit me. He doesn't cast and doesn't have any ranged freaking weapons. So my survivability is going up. And then also, you can go at him and hit him from certain angles. If he's facing like this way, if you look at my mouse cursor, and I come at him from over here, and he doesn't turn around in time before I do that, he might not even swing at me. But I get my hit on him because I'm facing him. So I am not going to pick up the Chris. Basically, I will pick up armor because I don't have a lot of armor. But as far as non-magical weapons, I'm not going to pick that up. Okay, so here's an example of you can have one bracelet and one ring. This particular, remember when I was talking about wrestling? If I had a wrestling skill of 0, if I equipped this bracelet, my wrestling skill would go up to 5. So not only do you have your gear and your skills, your inherent skills, you can actually shit. You can actually push up beyond it. Come on, drink. You can push up beyond it, beyond the max level of your skill with magic items. And that's with everything that you see here. Over here on the right hand side of the screen, you see where it has physical resist, fire, cold, poison, energy. My poison resist sucks right now. It's at 20. That's why I'm getting poisoned a lot. If it was up around 50, I probably wouldn't get poisoned as much as I'm getting poisoned right now. But any kind of physical spells and stuff like that, they're going to be in these categories right here. And then you would have your attack. Current damage is going to be from 22 to 28. The chance to hit can go all the way up to 45 right now because this guy sucks so bad. It's only at 3. Swing speed increase. Say you had a dagger. The dagger was magical. It gave you, abilities that you normally wouldn't have. Plus, you've got gear that reduces the swing speed. Then I would go toe-to-toe with shit because sit there and just go pap, 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 You just be mass hitting them crazy hella fast. Down for this skeleton right here. And that's all based upon additional items giving you buffs. The other thing to note is that your gear has a durability level. If you let it go down to 0, you lose the gear. And about 90% of the gear that you have, you can get the durability back. You may only lose 1. But everything does have a durability level on it. So having, like if I had the bracelet, like right now I've got the bracelet, which gives me a bonus to strength 1, dex 2. You notice that the durability is 254 out of 255. If that depleted and went to 0, I would lose those extra bonuses for strength and dexterity due to the item being destroyed. But I can take it to an armor, have the armor repair it. And pretty much there's a % chance over time you're eventually going to lose a piece of gear, even if it's your killer good piece of gear. There are certain things in the game that that you can do to get like the 255 or close to your 255 back. But just, I mean, you're going to have multiple sets of gear, and you're always going to be on the lookout for, okay, what am I going to put to replace, you know, this if I ever lose it. And there is a tier system for gear also, as far as cursed items, brittle, and regular gear and magical gear, just to name a few. But like the cursed item, if you had a cursed item, which usually has really, you know, it has one or two just crazy freaking stats on it that are so much better than any kind of regular magic gear. But if you ever die, you're going to lose the gear. This bone armor that I've been picking up, this is like plate armor that someone can wear at 60. So I don't have to have, I think it's like 80, 75 or 80 that my strength has to be at in order to wear plate. But the effects of bone armor are like plate as far as protection go. And I can wear it at, you know, a lower level, at a newbie level. Thing about it is that bone armor, once you can't repair it. Once it goes from whatever it is, like this is at 27, if it takes damage and goes down to 0, you lose the armor. I would say about 75 to 80% of bone armor isn't magical, but there is that, you know, 20-25% that is magical. You can get some non-standard magical armor, but it's kind of like a poor man's armor. So if you're a brand new character and just get on and you're a fighter class, go fight skeletons. They drop hella good shit. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and use this for, not that, use this for a while, which is a two-hander. This dropped off a skeleton. So likewise, and I'll show you what I mean. This is, let's see, I've got hit point regeneration, mana regeneration, my luck, which is right there, 20, which increases your success chance of everything you do in the game. It gives you like a bonus roll. Think of it like that. So if you have really high luck, you may do better in a fight than someone who has 0 luck with the same amount and same stats. So say you were fighting a mirror of yourself. One had a bunch of luck and the other one's luck was at 0. You would probably win the fight because you would have an edge based on luck. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Throw that on. And like I said, strength requirement for the chest piece, which is your cap. It's the max. The chest piece is the maximum requirement that you're going to have. All the rest of the armor is going to be below 60. So if I got a brand new fighter, I go out and fight a bunch of skeletons, I get this cool base two-handed weapon, which is just normal. Don't even have to buy it. I just kill skeletons, get a full set of bone armor, and go around like Billy Badass stomping shit with the 50 skills. So you're talking on day 1, you're going out and just slaughtering shit as a free-to-play player. And no reason why I like the game, because you can do shit like that. There are 3. I do not want to take 3 on at once. And also you notice that this particular weapon is swordsmanship. Not all two-handed weapons are for sword. You could have it for the different stats. You could have something that has fencing instead of swordsmanship, or mace fighting instead of swordsmanship. But watch this shit hit. Doing 20 points out the gate. And that's just with now our strength is up to 81. You see why I'm out here doing this too. But I think I do need to roll up to intrinsic, and you notice that we went up to 90 points for our health. But you can think that if you're familiar with like D&D, that Constitution is rolled up into strength. Damn, come on, quit missing. And hit him from the back. Nope, too quick. I think I'm out of bandages. I'm hitting the button, nothing's happening. Yep, we're out of bandages currently. And let's see, so we got the resists on this piece of bone armor, 33424, which is the exact same as this right here. Sometimes those change. But what I'm going to do with this character real quick after I drop that and that, and drink another one to see the health potion. Drink another one to see how far it's bringing me up. That actually isn't that much. And that's also because of the low healing skill. Was it tied to majoring? I don't think it has anything to do with me. I'd actually have to look that one up to reread that. As far as there's a skill that affects the potions beyond what the potion's capable of healing you for. That, yeah, see, it doesn't even show. But right now with this particular character, I'm getting like maybe 10 hit points. Not even that. So it really, the bandages are doing much better. Now what that is. So I'm going to throw the shield back on. And if you want to see what a tank hits, 19 points. Now, we took 20 out of him, and you notice how far it went down. So, given how many times I swish with this character, and I'm at 75 from 90, and it was even worse than that, and I'm only doing 20 points, and if I'm only cooking off like 20% of the time I'm hitting them, if I don't have heals, or if I'm using a potion because I'm out of bandages, I don't want to be taking that on. It'll kill me before I can kill it. Unless I get lucky, which my luck is at 30. Unless I get lucky, definitely want to stick. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. Run away. And I will show you something else here shortly. Right there, they do have removed foliage. I don't like using it because I like to get surprised by shit that I'm not paying attention and sitting here talking instead of freaking paying attention to what the hell's on the map. And the other thing, if you're going in the jungle area, it has a lot of trip points. And by that, I mean it has a lot of points where it can stop you from moving. And so when I'm going through here, I'm actually janking all over the place as I'm moving. A lot of the pathing is direct, but I still have to move every once in a while. Run and stop. And it does have a natural progression to where if I'm just holding a straight line, like holding my mouse or keyboard, it will go around it if it can, but sometimes it can't. Actually, don't need to take on the snakes. Don't need to take on. There's 3 of those things over there. Okay, now it's being quit doing that. And the start stop that you're seeing is because of the patch that they put in. Because I still think they're using the old network system, the old way of doing things. I don't think they've done any kind of upgraded coding to the networking. Just probably because it's so embedded in the code, in the core code, where they'd probably have to rewrite the entire thing. It's not something that, someone had the foresight to model it a certain way so that the progression could be added to later on in the system. A lot of programmers don't do that. They do, look at the standard for Microsoft, right? Get it good enough and then push it out the door. Do you honestly think that a lot of the systems that a lot of these coders do that earn a certain level of income, you think they're going to do more? Do you think they're going to go that extra mile? Do you think they have the intelligence to go the extra mile with? I used to code a long time ago, so I got a personal beef with that kind of thought process, where someone would make and design something to do a task without leaving it open-ended. And the networking code in this game is one of those things. We need to go down to, and I think I have enough money in the bank, because I did sell a bunch of arrows and beefed it up some. I should have enough cash to get a bunch of bandages here. So we go talk to this healer, click on them, and here's another thing that you can do for the other skills that you didn't choose when you created the character. You can go to either the guild masters, or you can go to the regular vendors in like the different shops, and they may be able to train you. Like this guy right here. Let's see, I got 341 gold on me. So if I go to train healing, he has the skill to raise up my current skill for 17 more gold. So if I go 17 gold, watch that stat right there. Now at 26.3. So brand new fighter, and you want to focus on, let's say you focus on the skill of parrying, swordsmanship, tactics, and anatomy. And you get all those up, I think, play with different levels. Maybe you put the swordsmanship at 50, the parrying at 50, and the R2 are at like, I don't know, like 10. Comes out to be the balance. You don't have any skill in healing. Get you some money, make some arrows, chop some trees, make some friggin', kill some turkeys, get some feathers, craft some arrows. Get the arrows, sell them to a vendor. Certain vendors buy certain things. Some are generic and some are focused. Sell those arrows, get you some gold, or just go around, get you some gold like I did, 324, and I didn't have any gold when I started. Talk to one of these damn vendors and train in all the skills that you weren't able to do upon creation of your character. So right now, like, well, I'll show you here after I buy these, because I'm going to go over and I'll talk to the Fighters Guild, the guys in the Fighters Guild, and we'll get trained up in swordsmanship tactics and some other shit. Like I said, I only have 324 gold in my pack that I can drag over onto the character to give them, which is why you always, would want to keep some gold inside your pack. And right now, this, when I buy from a vendor, is going to take the money out of the bank. So it's not even going to touch this. The system, the way it is right now, it splits it. It only takes out of the bank. Vendors only take out of the bank. What you have in your pack is essentially for training up or giving our players stuff like that. Whereas everything else, it draws it from the bank. That used to not be like that, but that's the way it is now. And I am going to go up. I'm going to get like 300 of these. And the weight is going to be semi-substantial. I might not have the money in the bank for it. We'll see. So I sold more than one batch of arrows. Or did I? Nope. I got 300 right there. Now I've got 300 bandages. And you also want to eat. See, I'm still extremely hungry. That's going to affect my skills and how well I perform. Think of it as, if I'm hungry, I get a degradation to everything I'm trying to do, whether it's craft, whether it's going out adventuring, attacking shit. It's going to give me a negative to what I'm trying to progress, what my task is at hand. But one of the other things that I do and like to do, okay, I got a what is this pitchfork? I got a bunch of crap in my damn bag now. But I want to keep this up here because I always just keep the bag open to have a snapshot of what's in my inventory, because otherwise, other than the little number on the toolbar, if and only if I were to do something like that. But if I do this, then I gotta click on my guy. I don't want to do that shit in the middle of combat. I want this, which is bandage yourself. Under your actions menu, have all of these. Think of them kind of like macros to do things in game. And one of the things is, if I can find it, is going to be this skill right here. And what that does is, if you got bandages in your bag, it auto uses. The old system, the old way of doing it, you either had to macro it, or had to click and then click like that, which sucked. It absolutely sucked. And that's why a lot of people would macro it, or macroed it in the original game. But now you've got these right here. So I can also have this guy selected, and if I had bandage target on there, it would try and bandage the healer. So not only can you use your skills on yourself, but if you and a buddy are playing the game, you can heal them by targeting them using the same skill that keeps your ass alive. But there's your actions, and you'd actually have to go through them and find out what each of them do and stuff like that. Some of the past episodes, if you and they're all on YouTube. Kick has a certain limit. I think I'm at a 2-week limit, and it destroys old videos. But if you go over to YouTube, you can see all the episode 1 through this current level that's playing right now, that's streaming right now. And one of the things I do when I stream is I just bring up shit. You know, I don't necessarily live streaming. I'm not generally focusing on, there will be an overarching focus on one thing, but I'll talk about a bunch of other shit. A lot of my videos are also chaptered over there that will get you to key points that I think, you know, you'll want to know. Or you can just stay here, hang out, and watch the whole thing for a couple hours of it and get the information that I impart during, you know, motor mouth sessions when I'm streaming. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up. And also, let's see, we wanted to go over to, I think this Brotherhood Intrinsic is where I can train. And I've got 324 gold left, so I'm not going to be able to do a lot. But I will be able to get up some of my other skills that I'm actually lacking in. And that is not it. Let's see. We've got the barracks over here. We got the training ground down there. All you have to do is just click on them, and they'll tell you whether or not, you know, they have something to offer. And one of the other things is, like, let's see if he's highlighted right now. You can't see him if I click name tags. Goes up high enough. If they're, you know, pertinent, if they want, if they're not just some peasant rolling around, and I click this all names tag, it will pop their name if you missed it the first time. I think these paladins over here in the back could actually train. Nope. Also, transparency, the circle transparency, the function of this is to do that. So, like, if I'm hanging out here and I don't have transparency on, I can tell by the shadow that there's a dude over there, but I might not be able to click him. Oh, he might be like standing here, and I'm not able to, you know, highlight his shadow to be able to get his menu up. All you gotta do is enable that, and then you'll be able to click on it. And let's see, we've got the Paladin's Library, Intrinsic Training Hall. Actual guys that train. I actually thought that was up here at this guild hall, but it is not. So I'm going to go down here where it has the Paladin's library and also the train. Damn, there's a lot of them around here. Hopefully, I can find somebody that can train me. Like that guy right there. So what do we go with here? He's got this resist spells would be really good too. That is the other focus that you're going to get up around the Adept Master is resisting spells, not only against other players, but also against mobs, dragons, liches, shades, all that, all the caster classes that throw magic at you. My current, I think that's under the magic tab, resist spells is at 0. So anything that comes at me magically, 0 chance of deflecting it. All of it's going to come through and I'm going to soak all that damage. So that might actually be, and he's going to tell me that, you know, the train to max that out, it's going to be like 300 and something. For resisting spells. See, 327, but what I can do is, because I want to train in some other shit too, is I can give them 100. Now, 100 gets me 10%. So if I wanted up to 20%, I'd dump another 100 on them. But to train a skill, talk to them, and there's a time limit. I don't know if it's like 30 seconds or something like that, but there is a time limit. Train swordsmanship. I'm going to max my swordsmanship out. So that is 117. Go ahead and max that out. And now our swordsmanship is up to neophyte at above 30. Now we should be able to hit some. We'll be able to connect better. Pairing 25 is good enough, so I probably wouldn't even want that. I'm not going to do any of these other skills. Focus goes up real fast. If I've ever found the master that teaches that skill, I'd want to get that. But as far as everything else, does he train in tactics? He does. So we're going to take the rest of the gold that I got here and I'm going to throw it into tactics. And what tactics does is that right there. Tactical skill is common sense of the fighting adventurer, a high skill in tactics. Increases your proficiency with any type of weapon, allow you to deal more damage in combat. So direct effect increases combat damage. And then you've got the pairing, you know, which says you need a shield. And equip a shield and offhand pairing will reduce the damage during combat. So that's how you can negate that unless you have a two-handed. Which you're basically saying, you know, okay, I don't want the extra protection. I'm wearing all plate. Give me the big-ass weapon. You know, give me something that hits better. Viking sword, though, hits close to what a two-handed weapon hits anyway. So if you ever do want the sword and shield, get you the Viking sword and get a shield. The other thing is I am going to try and find, there is an armor right up here. I'm going to go look and see if they have a better shield than what I got. But the shield that I have right now is a plus 30 luck. You know, so that's giving me this. In addition to the, what was it, 10 that I had. Actually, that was a bonus that was on that other ring that we were looking at. And currently, I do not have a ring on this character. But there was another piece of armor that I had somewhere that had more luck. There's luck of 20. So I'm going to dump, and you notice that this is durability 26 out of 27. Like I said, once that goes down to 0, you lose it. I'm going to put that back on. And we have burned through all of our gold that we currently have in our pack, so I'm not going to be able to train up on anything. But got a little bit of defensive tactics are good. And the sustained power of being able to attack something has increased just from training. And definitely way better with the swordsmanship. So now we should be connecting better with this character also. And we also got our bandages. So now we can heal on the fly. And I got 300 of the damn things. So we should be able to do a lot better now. We do have only 8 cure poisons left. I may have to go back to the house and get some more of those. Lesser cure, which doesn't have the chance of healing everything, is sold off the vendor. But since it's lesser than what my my alt can make, I'm not even going to bother with that. Really wish that this event was over, because this is actually kind of annoying that it's hitching like this. And it's greater in some areas than it is in others. Wonder. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. We'll try and kill this alligator. Go 2 for 2 on the hits. 3 for 2. And there we go. And the thing that you can do right now, I'm using the, I got a dagger in my pack. And it's essentially this right here. Is I just got it hotbarred, and then we'll come up with a target icon. Go ahead and chop them up, and you would get some piles of hide, which weigh a shitload. That's 70 stones, and we are up to 290 out of 83, because this is my smith, so I want his strength maxed. And I'd be doing the same thing if I was mining for ore. I want to be able to carry a lot of weight. Likewise, if you had a tailor or something like that, it'd be probably advantageous to get your, you know, or a good call to have your strength up so they can carry more weight. Go ahead and go back down. Well, there's a lot of shit to kill over here. Feeling a little bit more confident with that skill boost. We can aggro this guy near you without pissing off the troll, or the ogre. And no, harpy, stay away. I don't want to take on too much. I think we aggroed the fucking shit. No, we aggroed the harpy too. So we got 3 mobs coming at us right now. I am not going to be able to sustain this fight with this character. But if I get a little bit of separation, maybe I'll be... Ah, fuck, now there's a spider. Now, Char, on the other hand, I'd take these on a heartbeat. Now I've pulled way more than I can freaking... So I need to come over here, and hopefully my hiding skill is good enough. There we go. All that crap that I was just training that was aggroed on me, I just canceled it by hiding. None of that shit is, they can't see me. I'm not here anymore. They are no longer targeting me. That's why you need to hide. Hide or invisibility potion. As a normal fighter, hide. Just get your hide up to master. And also, if it's high enough, it can help you in PvP or against other players. And if that was my thing, if I was focusing, I'd have it up at Grand Max. Because what that does for PvP, you know, a character can have you targeted. They can also run a macro if they like the cheat that just auto targets you by name. There are such things that are out there. Not a lot of people have the know-how to do that anymore, though. But what it does is if another player is targeting you and you hide, it also breaks their target lock. So you're off their radar. So you hide and they got to reacquire you before they even hit you. So you might be able to get 2 or 3 hits on before they can even target you again. Well, maybe not 3, but 1 or 2 hits. And if you run it for 10 seconds again, you're at Grandmaster and you just poof again. Just hide again. Then you attack them. Wait for the 10 seconds to go by. Hide again. And you constantly do that if PvP is a thing. We will... do I want to do this? Well, I've got 9 cures on me, so... Ouch. Yeah, if he poisons me, I'm screwed. And break line of sight. Come on. Break line of sight and then hide. There. Damn it. See, it's got that stupid ass lag going on because of that fucking event. Gotta remember to pause a second and then try and hide. We'll go ahead and roll up our bandaging. Get us back at max. The other thing I like about bandaging, besides not having to unequip your weapons, is you can be moving, and it will heal you. So it doesn't, like a potion or like casting a spell or something like that. It's instant. And it doesn't stop your movement. Oh, what the fuck? Fucking dragon corpse. Holy crap. Okay. Probably shouldn't be doing this. Probably someone. I mean, whoever killed fucking dragons probably don't want to mess around with. The other thing that I will do is carve anything useful from the corpse. I would not want to run into the guy that freaking killed. I don't even know why these dragons are even here. Ooh, that one we were able to carve. At what that give us is just meat that was on there. Raw ribs, so no scales, or did it? Not seeing any scales or anything on there either. Scrolls of Paralyze. Yeah, newbie character is going to stop and friggin' loot this one. I'm going to. There'd actually be a lot of people that would, but what I need to do is watch my weight. And we are at 313. Do I have any scissors on me? Yes, I do. So I'm going to cut those down to reduce my weight. Pick through the rest of these corpses I'd like to hide. But one of the other things, hiding, and if you drag something out of a corpse, also going to break your hide. This scroll, what is this? Yeah, treasure map. We're able to cut up there. No dragon scales, no nothing. What are we at? We're at 265. Whoever did this didn't give two shits about any of the loot or anything else. That were on these characters. Probably my guess would be an old play. Damn. Be an old player. They're disappearing as I'm trying. In the loot. Already did that. And, ooh, damn, there's a human corpse there. That could have been a player. That could have been a player. Huh. I don't know. Maybe he got ganked. Or maybe they had some kind of fight that was going on here. I wish I would have seen that the player corpse. Probably would have had. It looked like he had fucking gear. Damn. Spent my time screwing around with the dragons. There's an actual player here too. So just random shit run across. Now we're doing 24 points of damage. Not sure what that was. Like a 2-second lag on this server because of the stupid event that they're running. I am also go into the house down here and offload all this crap I just picked up and have been looting. All right, quit messing around. Open the damn door. That transparency. We need and they usually stay where you put them, but sometimes the I don't think that the server or what's written to your local file or placement of doing this always sticks. Used to. Used to be really good at doing that, where you could drag and order everything around, and rarely would you have to do what I'm doing right now. Come back in after logging out, or playing the game yesterday, and I log in today to play the game. Reopening these, it still has the copy of the placement where they are. My character, but the only reason why I'm doing it now is because I have so much shit currently in my pack that I want all my boxes open. Actually see where the stuff is. I am actually separating what's in what box. I'm not just throwing it in some random box. And this is a habit that I got into by having vendors, house vendors, selling shit for other players. It was just a way to keep everything organized. Let's see. So we needed to drop that hide. Didn't get any dragon scales or any specific stuff. And there's two-way, like grave dust. You notice this bag, that box. In between those is this one right here. The top row here is my top row here. The bottom row is the bottom row. So the other thing that I can do, instead of finding exactly where it is I can just drop it into the box, which also makes it quicker, where like, I don't have to scroll down and, locate where it is like I did with this. I can just be up here and just dump things at the top level directly into the box, and then they'll just go in if they already have something in it. And go to where it is placed inside the container. Let's see, cleaver needs to go with the meat. That one right there. So this is the raw meat. So I killed a serpent the other day and got 50 freaking serpent stinks. And there was dragon or serpent scales, specialized crafting stuff that I got from that. And that was Shar killed that. And let's see, alchemy is going to be that one also. Actually, I need to put here somewhere. And again, raw meat, jug of cider. There's my scissors, dagger, smith hammer. Skillet, my saw. Son of a bitch. No, that's what we just picked up. I was going to say, damn, I could have trained more, but that's... So, we just looted 2364 gold from those corpses that were just laying in the middle of nowhere. That will go into the loot. I'm not planning on going back up to Trinsic anytime soon, so I'm not going to put any of that in my pack. And I think all this bone armor that we picked up, there's some more garlic. All this bone armor that we picked up, I don't think any of it's magical. There is a wrestling bracelet. And Not the... This is for the mage. This is what a mage... This is like fighter shit. Don't have any. I got one ring on me that has nothing that this character would use. I put it on all my main characters already, so... Oh, the other thing you see, I've been collecting sets of bone armor. We got 27, 30, 30 should be over there. 26 and 25. This is 28. And this is 26 out of 20. Did want to get rid of something. Be that. I'll show you about this trash barrel with this bone armor. And studded sleeves are just regular armor. That can go up there with the rest of our stuff. And also, what I would do is if I died and had to do a corpse retrieval, because all my shit's going to be at drops on my corpse. Instead of going in there with no gear, I'd make a run to the house, equip a bunch of shit, and then go and try and get my corpse. Do have that. That's a 17 to 20. I think that's what we currently have. Isn't it? Yeah, that's our current other two-handed weapon. I'll check and see if there's a better one that I've collected. Maybe use one of these crescent blades, because those are sword also. As far as magical, got a hammer. I do have a broadsword. It's not crazy, any kind of extra crazy stats. Got a bladed staff. That has an AoE for 20% lightning. Yeah, well, that could be fun. We'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and put this up here and then come in there to our second weapon set. Edit this, go ahead and clear the list, and then drag that one over there. Now, the thing about AoE, if it procs, if the spell goes off, you do not want to be like next to a friendly when it goes off. You notice that healers just roam around randomly inside the on the overland. You don't want to be taken on like some stupid snake or a mongbat or something like that. Smack them with this weapon that has a 20% chance to do a lightning strike, you know, which is going to be an AoE effect on the mongbat when that healer's standing next to you, because you're going to aggro that fucking healer, and then that healer is going to stomp your ass. Not only that, if it is a NPC, your rating's going to go down. And that, let me see, where is loyalty rating? Your karma is going to take a major hit. My karma right now is only at 147. I don't even have a title yet because I haven't built up enough karma. Char, on the other hand, my thief has. And to just forget that you have a weapon that's proccing and you're standing next to something, standing next to an NPC that catches the AoE blast, that could drop from like 500 to 100. I forget what the ratio is, but it's significant. Also, if I'm as low as this, it can go into the negative zone to where if it's low enough and you become, you know, past beyond unsavory, you know, get into murderer, criminal, and shit like that, you're kill on sight when you go into a town. So something to keep in mind when you're using weapons and casting spells and doing all this other kind of crazy shit. Watch your AoE damage. Take a look and see what's around before you do it. So instead of using this, you might want to use that to engage something that's standing next to an NPC. This is safe. This would not be safe if the proc goes off. Anyway, just something to keep in mind. So we go with that. And, son of a... And yes, this can be a pain in the ass. And you can also, you know, do shit like set security. But let's see. Okay, that we're gonna trash. Ingot. Where is my armsmith? Okay, there it is right there. And bladed staff is what we just came up with. That we want to get rid of. We'll go ahead and throw these scrolls. We'll put the scrolls in there with the reagents. And also want to take some more not health potions. I might as well cap them out. Take 2 of those. And replace these also. And again, these are my emergency. Well, the cures aren't, but the health is like an emergency. You know. Say the bandage went off, but it wasn't enough to give me the health I need to sustain a fight or to be able to get away. I can pop a health potion and do a heal. So I get, you know, basically like a double heal effect. And stamina, mana, luck is, ooh, I like the luck on that, is 60. And our current we got is an intelligence bonus, a stamina regeneration. It's also plate mail. The resists on this are great. If this has, yeah, see, it has a poison resist of only 8. But I do like the luck. But we are talking, what, a 420, 18, 22. Yeah, see the physical resist and the fire resist is, we'd be trading luck for those resists. That's a good archery or thievery item. I think I was putting it in this one. Oh, that's the putting it in here. This one right here is for like brittle and cursed items. The ones that if you use and you die, you actually lose the equipment on your corpse. You can't reload it. Let me just double check these real quick to see if there's anything better than what we currently got. And by no means is there. The only thing that I would want is that one right there with a poison resist would be good. But the rest of it is shit compared to this. This right here, the percentages, the fire resist, cold resist, poison, energy, and all that kind of crap directly translates into your defense, which are these pools down here. We don't have currently any reflect. Our defense is currently at 4 out of 45. It all sucks. And let's see. For that, our attack with that weapon, with the Viking sword, is 2329. And that will go up to 2429. Damage increase of 20. So that. And what's the speed on that? And the speed is quicker than that Viking sword also. Bladed staff. Keep rolling down. We got a treasure map. We'll go ahead and throw that in here also. Need to be hauling around treasure map. My other characters could probably use that. We got poison. Poison field is nice. I like that one. The arch cure. That might actually be useful to keep on this character. We also have a curse. We're gonna keep the arch cures on this character as a backup to the potion, and that arch cure is pretty much going to be able to negate almost anything that we run up against. I will replace, it already is there on this particular hotbar. And basically the hotbar setup that I got off, this is Char's basic UI. So the UI, I'm not using any kind of UI manager or anything like that. This is all in game. The setup that I got that you currently see on screen is what I set up my main character for the server. Then when I created this character, I logged out of the game. I actually quit the game, went to where the file is located, which is, give you that name real quick, which is going to be users, the username, documents, EA Games, Ultima Online, Stygian Abyss, user data, your account name, and then whatever server, like this one is Great Lakes. You'll find all your character configs in there. And what I did is renamed this character, the config, I renamed it to .org. You can do .org, do whatever, .old, .new. Went to Char, replaced the name on that file to match the current character that I have. I'll probably do a quick tutorial on that and throw that up at some point. But the next time I logged in with this character, then I had this setup. Initial setup, you get 2 toolbars and your shit's all over the place, and it's, maximized. It's not. So long story short, what I'm saying is that if you set it up on one character, you can copy that character's config file as a new character that you just generated and have the same UI setup. And we have got, okay, we've got books. Now I know that there was other Actually, the books I've already taken out. That was from Scribe. Already took out the books that I had in my storage. And that's for skill building. You can write something in one book and then use the inscription skill and copy. And just keep copying it from one book into the next book. And it will build your skill. And that's something that you can actually macro also. So the poison field, Studagorget. I am not going to want to keep any of that shit either. This shield. Dex bonus, mana regeneration. What's the defense property? Does have an energy resist. And this has a cold resist of 1%. And it has regeneration and it has a luck, so I'm not going to use this either. This I will also throw up next to shield. Can we use this one yet? Nope. I just wanted to check out the large plate. The larger the shield, the more defense you're going to have. Spider silk, throw that in here, and I apologize if this is taking a little long. I'm almost done here, guys. Throw these other 2 scrolls in there. That one. Iron, it goes in the blacksmithing. And I think that takes care of everything. I need to put this interior decorator. This tool right here allows you to rotate. Well, I'll show you. So if I use this, I can turn, I can move up, move down, or get the color of whatever's locked down inside the house. It's a housing tool. Okay, so this I was going to show you all about the barrel outside, the trash barrel. I think that everything else we have currently got in here is good. Yeah, we're done. And so I've got all this crap on my UI. Instead of going through individually closing them, I can just come over here and where is it? Where is it? There it is. Damn it. Go to the right one. Close all containers and closes them all at once. All right, back to it. And so junk that I have, I can just toss into barrels. And that's also supposed to give you cleanup credits that you can use for rewards. So if you're ever in a city and you see a bunch of garbage laying around, like outside the bank, pick up all the garbage and throw it in the container, get points so that eventually you can get a use a reward for it. I want to see what this does. Jade. Go away. Do not want to screw with that shade. You want to fuck with this alligator. Okay, that shade is coming over there. We'll go find something else to hunt. Don't want to screw with that giant. I also am remembering about my proc because these gorillas are not aggressive unless you attack them. So if I attack the snake, that proc went off and it aggroed, you know, it damaged the gorillas, then I'd be fighting 3 things instead of 1 thing. And failed to hide. And my magical resist spells, see, we've only got a 10. I was thinking of the shade if I wanted to screw around with the shade. Not at a level of 10, but the good thing about the shade being all the way over there that we pulled them before is that now that mob isn't hanging out here. See if we can get this proc to go off or not. Giant snake. The reason why I don't like giant snakes is because they got although we do have those arch cures right now, so that'd be ain't cool. That totally affected the healing that I was trying to do. It. Quit trying to be cute. Back to the shield. Since I'm screwing around with 3 things. I think I am getting sick of trying to level this guy because this guy is not outfitted to be fighting 3 things at once. At least not quickly. Which was my intent. Quit. Holy shit. See now. They are trying to kill me. Yeah, we're running away now. That's too much. I'm gonna go back over there with Char and smack the fuck out of all of them. Get rid of that shade too. This is when your little low-level character that sucks ass gets the big brother. That's enough of that. Pop that back up real quick. Time to go have some fun and make some fuckers bleed. Give me a quick second. I'm gonna need to sometimes you will get that as far as network error when you log in, log out too many times in one session, where the servers don't like that. But if you log in once or twice, you're good. The other things I like about this is that is fairly quick. Char, log in. What do you mean network? You kidding me, dude? See what the issue is now. It says that my other character. I thought it was a different error. So hey, I'm gonna take a real quick break right here. If you guys want to go grab something to snack on, something to drink, hit the can, whatever. Now's the time to do it. Because I gotta wait for my other character that's currently in, and hopefully in the house and not outside the house where he can get attacked. Catches up and the server catches up with what I did when I logged him out. And I'll be right back. Give me about, I don't know, we'll run 2 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes. And then we'll pick it up from where we left off. Come back in, go over there and stomp all those fucking goats to hell. All right, and we are back. Go ahead and check. See if we can log back in, if it cleared the other character that I had going on. All right. Is my health down a little bit? All right. All right, we're set. Sick of these mobs over here running my new freaking character. Come on, bitch. Quit missing. There we go. Want some too, bitch? Come on. Bring it. And that's what you do. What you can do with a week-old character. If this shade had anything cool. Nope. Nope. Nothing I want to pick up. Like I said before, I really wish that this event wasn't running right now because it's spazzing the hell out of the damn server. Because usually all this, I'd probably classify it as like rubber banding or hitching that's going on. You don't get. And you can also watch the progression on YouTube in the other episodes on Ultima Online that I've been streaming over the last week that have to do with progression and building up of the character I'm currently playing. And it was not probably, let's say, a week of about, I don't know, maybe 20 hours total. And that was like doing other shit. Not just 100% focusing on one character. I was doing other stuff along with it. So if you create a new fighter and we're just focusing on the fighter and only playing a couple hours a day within a week, you could have them built up to be able to do this kind of crap that I'm doing on screen right now. Or it's basically coming over here rolling over everything because it pissed me off when I came over here with my newbie Blacksmith. He got poisoned. Strong enough. Wait for that. Come on. There we go. That's why you actually want the arch cure, either as a scroll like that right there, or in a potion form. So that you can cure yourself. Because you can die pretty damn quick, especially running mobs. If that shade was up, we would have got a lot closer to the death, since I didn't make that cure on the first pass. But I am confident enough to multi-mob with this character. Mainly because of my heals. My heals, when they go off, I get a lot of health back. And it's just a matter of not getting by the close by the snake. Which this leg hitching that's going on right now and has been for a couple of days now. I think since like the 14th is when that went into play. Is screwing with what I can do and what I can't do. The little guy first. Oh, we'll go after this guy. Probably should have dealt with this one prior to screwing with the ghouls, but that's all right. And that's what I mean by my heal going off. I was down to what, 45 points and went up to 88. Sometimes these serpents have good stuff on them. Lag that it's doing is driving me nuts though, because I'm actually trying to do what I normally do in this game and run it instead of standing here like this. You're missing a lot today. What the hell are you doing, Shar? At least we weren't getting poisoned. But the reason why we weren't getting poisoned is because that right there, 46 poison resist out of 70 on this character. And that is through items. That's all bonuses on items. Whether it's the rings or the gear that I'm wearing is giving me that poison resist. All right, so we need to do that right there, and I want to loot. And let's see. Yeah, we'll take that. Got a pike with a life leech. You'll definitely see there was good loot. Good loot on this thing. Bronze shield. I will even take that. That might be better. That might be good for the blacksmith. What I would also like to do is a pile of hides, but I am current. Yeah, we got room for it. But I also want to take something that weighs 85 stones and cut it down using shears or scissors, and now it only weighs 17 stones. So something to keep in mind. See if these ghouls got anything on them that's worth. Why'd that just do that? Hatchet, no. Skull, no. Skinning knife. One of the things I'm looking for this character is a dagger. Crossbow, heavy crossbow. White mail leggings. What are we up to? We're at 307 out of 362. Necklace, no. Ingot. Weaver. Nope. We'll take that gold. And also the gold in the weight system for this game actually has weight. So if you're going around with like, if you're going around with like 10,000 gold, may not be a good idea. There we go. Now that loot all is working properly. We'll go up here and I will just do a loot all function. Still underweight because my stamina is not dropping when I'm moving. Are there any other corpses still on? I think we already did that shade. snakes. Pretty sure that this skeleton is the one we just pushing for. All right, now we got the food intake up. Why are you swishing? And toe to toe with this crap since the server wants to be a jerk. Right, and loot all. I'm also really, we failed to hide. You need to hide because now we are overweight. No, we're not. We still got like another 30 stones. Damn it. And I got poisoned. But we've got enough cures. How many cures do I get? Really? Get out of here. How many cures do I have? And another pouch here. Okay, so I've got 5 more. I need to go pick up the rest of the cures out of the house when I go to deposit all of our loot. Don't be swishing. Skills up high enough to not be having to do that all damn time. Our current fencing on this character is up at 67.9. Should not be missing. I mean, I'd understand if we got cast and, you know, our skills were degraded. And yes, I'm going to get that wraith. Damn it. Why you poison me? Come here. Why are you missing so much? Sometimes you gotta move around a little bit. Take that gold. Did that throw us over? Nope, we're still under. All right, what is targeting us? This crap right here. Come here, you. Quit missing. What are you doing? Crazy person, quit missing. We should be hitting 70-80% of the swings that we're missing. We shouldn't be whiffing it freaking as much as it has been. All it takes is like 3 or 4 hits to kill these things. So when we miss all the time and we keep getting ads and keep getting ads and keep getting ads, it affects the amount of crap that we actually can deal with. I think we already looted all those. All they had on were gold. All right. let's go back to the house real quick. I need to upload all this shit that I just looted. And I also have a bag that, this one right here, that's been designated as a loot bag. So everything that I do loot off of the characters drops in here, which makes it easier to unpack. Because everything in here, I don't want to get rid of anything. The reason why this stuff is in here is because I was dragging and dropping until that loot all worked. Looks like we picked up a chaos shield. That's a 95 to use that. 90 for the plate mails, 95 for the chest piece. Go ahead and throw that gold in there also. Pretty sure that the pike, yeah, pike is fencing. That's my two-handed blade for this character. Everything else that's in here, just let me make a quick pass. Everything else that's in here on top level is what's part of my kit, part of my gear. And so we have freaking all over the place again. The only thing that I should need to open up are a couple of things, mainly the gear boxes I got in the house here. I think I was storing hide in this one. Go ahead and throw that in there. And the cures. Back in this crate. Right? Weren't they? Yeah, they're right there. Let's see. We are currently at 4. So we need go ahead and take 8 of those. And that's 8 stones. That's 1 stone per. And the 10 stones for that, that's fine. Matter of fact, I could probably get rid of 5 of those and give us 10 more stones that we can carry. Since I also have these scrolls of greater heal. Yeah. We'll keep it balanced. I usually roll around with about 150 stones of weight that I can pick up, which is generally enough. Not enough if you're picking up all this plate mail, though. I will not spend the time organizing everything. Otherwise, I'd usually move all this down in our layer to put the plate mail here. This is generally kind of after the fact that I'll look at gear and what's keep. Okay, so there's cursed shield. So this shield being a cursed item. If I died with it on a character, I wouldn't be able to reload it. And also your cursed item, also a brittle item, you can repair the durability. On a cursed item, it's like the bone armor. It doesn't, you can't repair the durability on it. So that is going to go up into our cursed chest. Also take this treasure map. Where is that going to be? That is greater drink. No, I'm not going to fuck with a dragon. I am nowhere near being capable of messing with dragons. Even if I was Grandmaster, I don't know if I'd do with a dragon. I would, however, go in there with a thief that could hide, that also had stealth skill. Then you can move around while you're hidden. And that's a different story. But not until both those things would be Grandmaster, I go into a Dragon's Den. Let's see, and this is just regular gear, but it is a helm that would look good with the plate, and the Chaos Shield is another one of these right here, and that is no better 2611. Okay, different stats. Fire resist, and that's physical resist. Just some different stats on the same piece of. And then what else do we got in here? We got some bone leggings. Those are at 29. Chicken leg. That one down there. And a bracelet. I don't know why I even picked that up. No magical properties whatsoever on that. Stuff like this that doesn't have any magical properties. The only reason why you pick it up is to sell it, and it's not the old school game anymore, so you don't have to go around with like 10 bracelets and sell them to a vendor for like 10 gold, 20 gold, or whatever. Those are old school rules. It's essentially trash. And I normally wouldn't pick it up, but that was during a loot all that went into the pack. And let's see, we have got our gold pile. So we got cut leather. There's those serpent scales and the freaking hides, different colors. So if I made something out of this, it'd be that color. Armor. Likewise, any of these other, it's like going around and mining certain rocks that will give you certain colors, and then when you craft the stuff out of that, then it takes that color, because there's no dyeing except for cloth in this game. In order to get like all black armor, you'd have to get the obsidian stone and stuff like that. And we got a double-bladed staff, and that is a normal weapon. There's nothing special about that. And the crossbow, which is a luck of 60, stamina regeneration, hit point increase, stamina increase, fire resist, physical damage. This is a ganker weapon, by the way. Which is a magical. What do I have right there, I guess? Skinny knife. Skinny knife down there, just so I have both the crossbows up here. And we got a shaft, so there's more junk for the barrel. Then we have a pike. I already have a pike. Okay, so that's a new pike. This is just a basic pike with no special properties on it either. And that clears up everything that we just picked up. And we went ahead and reconsolidated, got our space back, so now we are down to 278 out of 262. And if I drop some of those, if I drop half those potions, I can bring that down to 268. But what it's at right now, close to 100 that we can pick up, is all right. I think that's enough. Go ahead and close all those. And go back out here, throw the shit in the trash. Not the pike. Don't throw your pike away, you idiot. We will get rid of our stuff, and like it says, it will delete after 3 minutes. So these items, if you accidentally, like if I did accidentally throw my pike in there, it won't delete for 3 minutes. I can go back up and pick it back up. And those are the two things that I'll keep open. I mean, you got the real estate in your UI for it, so. The other good thing about this game, as far as playability on computer systems, you don't need a crazy computer to play this game on either. Good on him. Gold on there's fucking Wraith. Come here, you. Always take on the caster first and then take out the ranged and then go for the melee. And he did not get a chance to poison us. And then anything that can poison, like this snake, I want to take it out. And then I'll go for the mobs that are using melee. That goes for players too. You're going to want to do the same thing. I'm going to take out, or you're going to want to take out casters. And that includes healers. As a matter of fact, well, that's kind of, you got to read the combat as far as taking out the healer first or taking out the caster. The healer's not going to be trying to damage you off the bat. The caster, on the other hand, is. Ooh. Hit lightning 30, so that is a 10 to 14, and our current weapon, well, doesn't matter, it's a cutlass, it's friggin' swordsmanship, and I'm using. But that might be a good weapon for one of the other characters that I got. Go ahead and fail to hide. Really? What is my hiding? My hiding's at 55. Nowhere near that. Needs to be up at master level for me to be able to use that comfortably all the time. Lockpick. There. And then we have got a cutlass that is, and I'm looking at it because I'm hidden currently, so I'm not going to aggro anything. Damn, and it does a poison area effect. That could be a mad crazy weapon and chaos damage. Wow. I think this blade I need to put instead of that Viking sword that I got, even though the Viking sword does a lot more damage. This one's procs the buffs that it has on here to damage if they go off. Imagine all those going off at once. You could one-shot something with this blade. Something at normal level. So, as a matter of fact, also, since y'all probably haven't seen this unless you're tuning in some more, I also set up one of these so I can recall by my house now. As long as I'm not overweight. Come on, come on. See, there's And the reason why I'm going back and forth is because I'm trying to face the door like this to use the auto door opener that I've got hotkeyed. Normal way that you used to do it was to double click it, and then it wouldn't matter because it'd be open, so your pathing would run inside anyway. But that one, let me put that into this box right here because I don't want to lose this blade. I just wish I had my my Chris with a it had a I don't know, explosion. It had some kind of crazy proc on it that was good enough where it went off quite often and would do additional damage to mobs in the area because it was a AoE effect. Hey, dummy, you might want to equip your weapon. Gate again. And the snake. Kill the shade. Kill the shade. Alright. Now we can deal with the rest of the shit. That snake was up there too, and that's just a regular snake, so no big deal. And so two things that I'm doing here is one, I can pick and choose the targets by selecting near and then cycling through them, either forward and back. But also you notice that it doesn't have a hit up there because I have not used this attack current target command yet. So one of the things I do is I'll cycle through stuff, and then you also have to do the attack. Otherwise, you could be like if I had the attack on this, and then I had this targeted, it would try and attack the skeleton and not the snake until I hit that button and attack the snake. I'd throw that out there. And the maul, nothing special. Don't want that. Don't want the skull. Go ahead and take the gold. There, and then this ghoul down here. Pitchfork, nope. Ring mail tuna, okay, that's good. We got a dex bonus, mana, luck, and shitty resists, though. At least that loot all function is working as intended now, though. And it will also auto target. So anything that you see with a red bar next to it means that's. And we'll see if we can get ourselves killed here by opening this up. But I'll show you what I meant from before by all this shit is trapped. See, and because of my level of dexterity and shit, I was able to avoid the traps going off. So I'm actually probably not going to, well, I might. If my skill, no, see, the skill was not increasing either. If the skill had been going up, I'll try it one more time. If the skill goes up of trap disarm, I'll use it as a training tool. Damn. It just disappeared on us. And now a respawn over here. Waiting for the cooldown to go off. So this, again, in the middle, like I said, don't freaking just open shit that's in the middle of nowhere. Because it has traps on it. Both either player or the game. And everything that's actually on now. Quit screwing. Waiting for is text that I typed to show up screen. That has to do with resize. What the hell are you doing? There we go. Fuck. And the reason why I did that is so I could see this right here. So poison leaks harmlessly. That was so one of the traps did go off, but we were able to avoid it, whereas the other one, none of them went off. Because I need to see this text to be able to tell what the hell I'm doing as far as the trap goes. And usually if you resize this, it will put all that on. It's acting goofy right now, though. Because that is essentially too long. Nope, that just screwed it. All right, that should be good. And that has to do with your font size and stuff like that, because you can go in there. Large. Right now I've got in so gained a little karma, gained a little fame, and that brings up the other thing I want to show you, because I got the this title right here, respectable. I was talking about AoE damage on NPCs before. You go into loyalty rating, and you check out my karma on this character is 2420, and that gives me that title. Regular cutlass, taking the nightshade. that weapon. All right. Try and blow ourselves up again. See, my trap disarm skill is not going up, so it's beyond, well beyond my skill. So I actually don't want to screw with it. The only thing I'm doing is tempting fate by having that shit go off. And when it goes off, since it's at a higher skill level, it would hurt. Wouldn't just be, you know, some, whatever happens type deal. Wouldn't be anything too minor. That did not really damage all that much. We're getting free shots on them. Ah. Need to keep my healing in mind. One of the other things I tend to do is I think I'm playing fighter class, and so I'll start, you know, tanking, and it's like, no, you got a squishy thief. You need to not do that and remember to heal just about every time that you take damage, because all it would take is be at 50 points of health and have a great serpent freaking poison you, and if you miss your cure, which you're going to have one shot to pull off, you're going to die. You're going to go face down in the dirt. Like right now, it's smart to stay away until my heal goes off. And then I can go in there and kind of... Come on, quit squishing. Kill the damn thing. But one of the reasons why I do like taking on the serpents is sometimes they got cool stuff on them. Oh, to hide again. But the poison, when they poison you, is not a weak poison. It's not like attacking these snakes right here. You get poisoned by one of these snakes, not a real big deal. But the giant-sized serpents, a little bit heavier dose of poison on them. And also the target nearest is going to work, so you don't have to go from which one to the next one. Unless they all group up like this, and then you'll need to use the go from one to the other. Come on, quit lagging out. Jesus. Shit. Quit tweaking. Just because I got 4 mobs on me doesn't mean you need to go nuts. Like I said, since the 14th, this server's been acting like this. That's because of this frickin' event that they got going on. That it's almost like they don't optimize shit. I don't know what they're doing. And that frickin' event runs through fucking March. On the new Legacy server, which I don't think has this event going on, that lag's not an issue. It's not a thing. But also the new Legacy server, like I was talking about yesterday, has a certain play style that's associated with it that I don't really care for. The mechanics of the game to be able to do this right now, you have to do shit in advance because of this hitching. Like I am not stopping. I've got my run. I'm holding it down right now, and it's doing all this crazy shit on screen. Like I said, it's because of the event that's going on. Before the 14th, it wasn't doing anything crazy like this. All right, this is the one I think we killed first, right? We've got that skull. Nope. Root. Take the money. Nope. 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 We'll take that bracelet. And I need to double check and make sure there wasn't any. Take all of that because I'm collecting bone armor. And sometimes when they're all like falling on top of each other, you got to target like the foot. You know, targeting this, it's not targeting the torso because this is bleeding through, the ghoul's bleeding through. So you got to click on something that's laying outside the other graphic. And it's not acting too crazy with just one mob. It's not hitching too bad. But when we got into that multi-mob fight, it was acting all sorts of crazy. Let's see, grave dust. Yeah, there's really essentially nothing. Can't reach it. Okay, where is the actual corpse? Probably over here somewhere. Here. Where is jackass? See, because of that leg, the corpse isn't. Now I'm just kind of guessing where it actually is, where I need to be standing. All the way over here. See what I'm talking about? Anyway. That's because I was doing this. I was going back and forth like this. I was doing it with the keyboard, which is the way I usually maneuver. Okay, now the desync is getting kind of bad. What? Okay. That's just freaking ridiculous. Which, if it continues doing what it's doing, I'll apologize in advance, but I'll probably call the stream. Do not have a second game lined up since I'm doing this series and haven't gone into a scheduling of running multiple retro MMOs yet. I haven't decided how I want. But one of the ideas that I had was to, let's say on Monday, play UO. On Wednesday, play something like EverQuest. And like Friday, you know, go with another one. Maybe like Conan or something like it. Talking Age of Conan. Online shit, not Not the can hide. Thank you. When I'm looting stuff, I want to be hidden, because then I can actually look at, you know, what I want to pick up, what I don't. We are at 332 out of 362 for weight, though. Need to get my healing up, and this would be helpful if I had the transparency circle turned on. But I do want to get up to the point where my healing is good enough where I don't need those freaking potions. The only thing on there is the gold. Go up here, take care of this snake. That was more than 1 second on that leg. That's kind of. Now they are dropping nothing but gold. So you can farm out an area, and then the new mobs that spawn don't have any good stuff on them. And there's another runes up here. And you could go up into the cave systems and stuff up here. You could also go to the what I'll call click-clacks of Trinsic, which is a hole in the ground. I think it's like right there, or like right here. Okay, my bad. It has a big ass icon next to it. This one right here. But they do have certain bugs in there that are just as deadly as things that I can't handle right now, even at the level that I'm at currently. Our fencing. Okay, we are getting close to being able to handle stuff like that. Now, the majory. Existing spells. I need to get this. This is the other thing I need to freaking work on. And basically what I need to do is get a buttload of healing and scrolls and stuff and go out there with like no gear and let a wraith just do nothing but attack you. And then all you do is heal. That's how you build that skill. You can get it up to 30 by talking to a master at one of the shops, but beyond that, unless you put the points in the resisting spell when you create the character and put that at 50 right off the bat, the only way to build that up is to get shot by someone with a spell. So if you do have a friend who's also interested in this kind of game, you pair up and one of you cast on the other guy. Don't kill him, but cast on him so that he can get his resist up to 100. Because past a certain point, it's not going to do you any good. without getting a without being actively cast on. And let's see what we got here. We got a bunch of items. Go ahead and reopen these. Throw our gold in there, and then we've actually got, that was decent magic wise for us stuff, picking stuff up. That was actually pretty good. Crossbow. Actually throwing those into the box. I think was in this one, and then the one. Give me here a quick second. Again, offload this stuff, and we'll go to this one over here. And if it's still hitching when I'm taking on multiple things, I'll probably call it in the next stream. Until this damn event is over, I'll probably start streaming something else if this continues to be an issue, if they don't fix anything. Just let it run as is. Thank you, broadsword, you bastards. Don't think that any of this stuff was magic. Resist on it. Different. Let's see. And the rest of this armor. And this is what I mean by picking up bone armor that has stats on it. You can get stuff like these too. Magic armor all over here. Still got another day. Higgins, Firehorn. And bracelet. See that enhanced potions? That's going to be one for my Alchemist. Riddle or a cursed item. And also has a luck of plus 50 on there too. Grab the right one. And throw this back down here. See, now if I didn't have this house, I would either not be picking up all this gear, or I'd be going back and forth to town a lot. One of the things that you can do is if you do sub or buy like 30 days at a time this game, you can you build a house, and then you can move the house around to the area that you farm. You know, like right now, I'm interested in this area down here, and later on, I might be interested in being up here. So I'd probably move a house up here, or have one of my alts put a house up there. target that wraith right off the bat. Shade. And kill, move out of range. Get that cure off. There we go. And now we're good to go. Now we can get back in the fight. And now you understand why I don't want to see any of that hitching going off. Drink that damn potion or not? What the hell are you doing? Fucking lag. I mean, you gotta look at it this way. Look at how much shit that I've aggroed, right? By going up there. I need to be able to react in real time to what's going on. Otherwise, my character is going to get stomped. Because one pass between... Oh, fucking snake. Dude. Unequip the blade. Okay, so now that I know that there's a snake in here, there's two snakes. Snake. Yeah, they're both just regular snakes. I'll make a pass. Wish I would have been able to one-shot that. Make a pass again. That leg just hitched. You see where it went back. Do not run these fucking events anymore. All it's doing is screwing the gameplay. Alright. Now we've got nothing that can poison us. We can just normally heal. Let's take care of this alligator next. Gotta keep my health up. But what it is, when I'm making these passes, you see how all the ghouls are on one side, and I'll pass the alligator and make a swipe at the alligator. What I'm usually able to do is, without me doing all this shit, it's totally playable to run like this and not get hit by anything else except for what you're targeting. But now, because of the hitching going on, because they got that event going on, I'm having to guess at where shit is and what I'm going to be able to target without getting hit by the other shit. And it's really screwing with it. And then imagine also doing it if you were missing all the time. Okay, now I'm just going to go freaking toe-to-toe. And this is where my character actually is. Really? What are you missing? Why are you missing? After this, I'm gonna... I'm at the point with this character where I can do shit like that, and it's fun as hell to do it. Because you're putting everything that your character can do along with bouncing all over the screen. You know, going in for passes from behind your target, and if they don't turn quick enough, they don't even hit you. But with this this rubber banding that's currently going on this damn server, I can't do and play the way that that I want to. So you were doing 1-on-1 or 1-on-2. Really, I don't think it'd be that bad if you were pulling mobs. And it might not be bad also in dungeons. I haven't tried a dungeon. That may not be a thing. But in the overland map, in certain areas, it gets like what you just saw. I do, because I'm somewhat of a completionist. I want to come up here and kill. Damn it! I want to kill this corpser. Real easy to get yourself in trouble. But like I said, this character is exactly where I want her to be. They might be respawning too quickly for me to go up there and handle that corpser. And the other thing to keep in mind also is if you reach a certain level of damage on your character, I think it's like 30, it will start, it affects your stamina. And so you'll start running out of stamina, run around because your health is too low. But this our snake is here. Are you? There you are. That's just a regular snake. Go ahead and target that right now. Fucking 3 snakes over there. The poison is what's a threat right now. And I'd like to get that giant snake before he goes up. But right now, damn! Now I've got 3 snakes down here. Or had 3 snakes, so there was 3 things that could inflict that poison. Since he's damaged, he is slower than the other mobs on the map. So I can lead off these other mobs real quick and then make a pass, and only the snake will be in range to melee me, which is why you want it real time and you don't want a freaking lag. There I go, not paying attention, thinking I'm a fighter again. Gonna have to get 2 bandages. See, now he's running. One more hit. I'm just glad that my bandage skill is where it's at. Quit missing. There we go. Fucking. Why is it not showing my weapons? Fuck. If I was to stand in the middle of all these damn things, I get swarmed. Even though they're all hitting for freaking low amounts. I'd be, you know, like running freaking Star Wars Galaxies and going and screwing with little rats in the middle of freaking Endor. You know, you have freaking 20 little rats that do like freaking 5 points of damage, but 20 times 5 is what? You know what I'm saying? These mobs do the same thing. You gotta multiply the damage by how many mobs you're getting hit by. Hit the wrong button there. I think that's what I did before. And it actually fucking cast the damn thing too. That was a waste of a scroll. Okay, now I would have liked to have both the serpents, corpses, and the shade. Would have liked to have looted. They ain't got nothing on them there. I think that was the only giant. Because run around here because I am missing these chest over there. These freaking corpses are gonna start to degrade. So the loot that they would have had in them is also going to disappear. You may have to do shit like that also. So that you don't miss out on something possibly good. You're smacking the hell of a bunch of stuff. There is, yeah, see, like the plate mail there. Even though that was the only thing. Really don't think there's anything in this chest. For some reason, all these chests have been empty. But I also think it's probably a trap that I'm not going to be able to bypass, but we'll give it a shot. Hopefully we don't blow it. Let's see. Going to be able to hide? Of course not. And now I got to wait 10 seconds for use the disable trap. In a certain disabling skill or removal skill, you'll actually get the physical trap for the container. There we go. Disabled everything on there, and I'm sure it's locked. Broke the pick, so hopefully that was just a one-off. But guess what I got on me? Got my fucking magic book. Do I have my unlock? I was going to use magic on it to unlock. Could go run down and get my other book. We'll try and pick it a couple more times. Bill's not going up. Also, I need to pay attention. Locked. Does it tell me it does not appear because my skill's too damn low? So here is the prime case where you would want to use the magic unlock. My house is freaking close enough. I'm curious. There better be something in that freaking chest, though. But I'm going to say 99% sure that it's going to be empty. Freaking open it. Come on, quit lagging. Oh, let's see. It is, you know, and I might call it because I think that our book is in my is in the bank. In fact, I'm almost positive it's in the bank and not in the house. Well, anyway, one of the advantages, and this is kind of a thief thing, is either your skill is too low, or if you run across something that's magically trapped, or something that you can't pick, or, you know, because you're not at Grandmaster lock picking yet, or it's magically locked, a good fallback is going to be having those spells. There's magic lock. There's unlock right there, the X-Pour that I don't have on this character. This works for any lock that you have the chance to do it. It is not, if I'm remembering correctly, not a magic unlock. It's just called unlock. And there is also one for disarming the traps. Or was that thief? I might actually, no, right there. So magic trap, magic untrap at second level, and then lock and magic unlock, or magic lock and unlock. Would have worked if I would have had the right spell book, or if I would have had this spell in this book that I currently have on me, because I went and got the mark and the recall, you know, and then the arch protection, cure, and greater heal. I need those other spells. I need to put those on here also. The teleport, the unlock, magic lock, telekinesis is also helpful. And I would like Blade Spirit and Poison Field, but those are level 5, and I'd have to put a shitload of points into the magery, where the other ones don't cost all that much. But thanks. Hey, I appreciate you all watching. And we'll be back again. Probably not tomorrow. Maybe on Sunday we'll give this another shot. Or I may be broadcasting a different game if this one continues with the hitching that's going on. That's making the interaction in between multiple mobs basically, I mean, almost damn near unplayable. If someone didn't know the game like I know it, they'd probably be like, fuck this. I mean, I'm doing 50% guessing and 50% of actual what's on the screen. But again, hey, thanks for watching. Peace.